Hello. Anybody watching? Just something about today. I guess it's because it's a holiday weekend. No one's here. But what's up, man? Z Fighter 91. Hey guys. Uh, yeah, it's just something about today. Like, guys, can you tell us what is it about today that like no one seems to be doing anything, or everyone seems to be gone in a way? I guess it's just because tomorrow's Memorial Day. Is that what that is? Oh, and it's pouring cats and dogs here. So if you can hear that, yeah. Well, I know that. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, but I'm just saying, like, nobody is here. Or it's not that, like, nobody's here. It's just, like, no one's doing anything today. I mean, I went to a movie today. No one was there. And no one was hanging out in, like, the populated areas, or, like, the mall type of area and all that stuff. It's just weird. I'm just not used to it. So what's up, guys? How's everybody? I The only reason I think that would be kind of cool is that she needs her own unique transformation away from everyone else, but it kind of does. If that's true, if she does turn Super Saiyan 2, I really think that puts a cap on what Kaba might be able to achieve. Not to say you won't ever get the red form or something of that ilk or something like that, but I really think that if they do give it to her, the only thing that it's going to make me feel is, man, like, how much of an ass pull has Super Saiyan 2 become? Because Goten and Trunks made Super Saiyan 2, or Super Saiyan at least, kind of a joke in the Buu arc. If Caulifla goes Super Saiyan 2 in episode 93, then yeah, it's a joke. Like, Super Saiyan 2 itself is a joke now. Just a thought, honestly. After the Oob arc? I haven't heard nothing about an Oob arc, sir. It would be cool if I firmly disagree with that, but I don't know what Oob arc would be cool. I don't see them getting to it anytime soon, just my personal opinion. If they do, they do, but I just don't see it happening. I completely disagree with Kale and Caulifla both having a Berserker mode. I think one of the cool things about Caulifla's character is the fact that... Sorry, I got a text. Turn my phone down. But I think the coolest thing about Caulifla's character in the Tournament of Power is not so much that she's actually there. I think it's the fact that you have an indication that what Kale's power is not normal. And if you didn't have another female Super Saiyan to kind of judge or scale her power and that Berserker transformation in general, then I think especially some of the younger viewers would become the form itself would be associated with female Super Saiyans, which I'm sure is not something they want, because although it's cool, although it's kind of like this feminist, girl power type of situation, because her power is supposed to be something unique, and although people have said, I'm not necessarily sure just how much of a secret weapon of Universe 6 that she might become, it really needs to be shown as unique and special just to her. And if you only had one female Super Saiyan that was her in this Berserker mode, then yeah, a lot of people would assume that that's just what happens when female Saiyans become Super Saiyans, and that in and of itself might have some complications in the broader culture outside of just Dragon Ball fans who might take severe offense to that. And I'm really glad that they decided to give us another Super Saiyan female, just to kind of level the playing field and indicate to us, at least visually, that this is not normal and this is unique, and she's a prodigy other than just being some kind of a freak of nature. So I really like that. Let's see. So I know that this is a Dragon Ball chat, but have you played a game called Chrono Trigger? No, man. I don't really play a lot of games anymore, unfortunately. I don't necessarily play a whole lot of games these days, because honestly I really feel like I've just kind of outgrown them. But I have a lot of respect and admiration for like the games that I grew up with. You know, like the old time classics, like the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo itself, or the NES, and the original PlayStation. Obviously, the PlayStation 2. If you were here for one of my last chats, when Danny actually joined me, we talked about this at great length about how amazing the PlayStation 2 were, and just how impactful the PlayStation was for the entire gaming community. But that was another conversation a while ago. Sorry to hear that, Danny. We gotta record movie talks. Oh boy. I agree with you. I actually have another idea, but we'll talk about that later. I agree with you. I have some pretty awesome ideas that I really want to. I want to get on that series with you and do that. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know already, I'm sure most of you do, Danny has started another channel, which is pretty awesome right now. Covers movies, wrestling, and just your personal talks. Hey, could you tell them? I'm curious as well. Are you moving the Speakdoms onto the new channel? Let's see. Chrono is old. Is it? I've never played Chrono. I've never played Chrono then. Is it good? What is it about? It's my boy Geekdom. What's up, Scouter? That makes sense. I would think about it, but I just assumed based on the banner of your channel that you'd be moving the Speakdoms to that other channel, but maybe, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do at least some dual uploads, at least at first, so people know that you're transitioning. But that's just a whole nother conversation that you and I can have later. One of the best RPGs ever, art by Akira Toriyama, and it's a time traveling story. Oh man, that sounds awesome. That's just like that's a lot of like my favorite things. Is there like an emulator or something I can play? If it's an old game, I'm sure it's not like a 20-hour game, so probably something I could probably play. I've never heard of it. 20 ending? Oh my god. And this is an NES game? That's crazy. Oh my god. It's like 60 hours. Oh Jesus. See, that's why I don't play games anymore. A 60-hour game? SNES. Okay. No, like a 60-hour game, like I love video games, but they just take too long. Like honestly, the last game I played, and I just had so much fun with it, although a lot of people might disagree. The last couple games I played, actually, I played Until Dawn, Beyond Two Souls, and Heavy Rain. And the reason I played these is really just because I could literally sit down in one sitting and play them. And I understand a lot of people out there do not like those type of games because what's the deal? What's the point of paying $60 in order to play something that I can literally play in an afternoon or a night if I have the time? But I swear to God, when you, like, if you're in my mentality where you're doing all this other stuff, but you need to be proactive and at least efficiently studying, doing YouTube, all this other stuff, keeping up relationships, and not only like personal relationships, family relationships, business relationships, and all this other stuff. I respect and appreciate so much a concise story that they can put into maybe just like even like 6 hours worth of gameplay, and I can play it once and then just be done with it, or even pick it up later if it has a little bit of replay value. I really did. I tried so hard because I used to, when I was younger, play the Solid Snake games, the Metal Gear Solid games, and I really tried to play 5. I did. I've beaten every single one of them in the past, and I couldn't make it through 5. It is just too long with too much going on. And honestly, what it was is because that game in and of itself, it created a situation where they understood that their cutscenes were a huge problem going into the original games, but they decided to fix that by giving you tapes that you had to listen to while you were playing. But when I was playing, I couldn't pay attention to the broader story going on while also doing the mission. So you had to listen to those cutscenes, which were like all those tapes, which usually you had like 4 or 5 tapes in between like each and every single mission that was basically like 10 minutes long or 5 minutes long or something like that. But you had to listen to them in the middle ground scene where you're going from your base to the desert, and it took so much longer. So you're basically sitting there listening to a tape and seeing nothing. There's none of that spectacle that the old cutscenes used to have, and it really just kind of lost me, and I got so bored with it. So that was a problem for me when I was playing that game, and I honestly didn't get that far into it. 80 here in Canada. Our dollars suck. Our dollars suck. LOL. Keep doing your thing. Being pussy. Or getting pussy. Yeah. No. You know that I am in a long-term committed relationship, which you know what happens when you're in a long-term committed relationship. Amazing. Wow. Geekdom. What's good? Primo. Hi. Oh my god. Anybody else, like anything else? Like we got into a bit of a conversation about video games, and like I said, it's just not really my specialty. I really wish they were, but they really aren't my specialty anymore. As I said, I've really outgrown them, unfortunately, just because it just takes too much of my time. Honestly, that's my biggest worry. Biggest worry when I sit down and play is wondering if I'm ever going to finish it. And when it comes to anything, honestly, in life, is like I'm so much of a completist when it comes to especially taking in media, be it video games, movies, television shows, or anything else like that. I mean, one of the things I really don't like about anime is all of the filler. Because a lot of people, just skip the filler and just watch the main parts. I can't do that. It's so hard for me to just watch the main parts and just completely forget about the filler. Especially when in certain things, like filler actually introduces characters that continue to be part of the main core cast, or at least part of the story going into like further arcs and stuff. Because if you skip it, you're just like, who the hell is that? And then it just brings up too many questions as to what happened and all this stuff that I skipped and all this other stuff, so I have to go back and watch it. So it's just never a cool thing, in my opinion. And at the same time, you have the same thing happening in network television, especially with all these bigger network television shows that actually try to make cohesive big stories, but they do always have filler episodes. I mean, some of the best ones that I watch, or some of the ones I watch, like The Blacklist. I've watched Blind Spot that also kind of does that. And then you have things like long-running shows like Grey's Anatomy or Supernatural that also do that, where it's like there's this cohesive story that they're trying to tell over the course of several seasons, but with 22 or 23 so episode seasons, you're just getting to this kind of fog where certain episodes just really don't matter. Well, other episodes are incredibly important, even though their content necessarily isn't all entertaining. But you have to watch all of them if you want to understand the broader scope of the story, and you can't just kind of pick and choose, or at least I can't. And I get into this, like, oh man, it's just watching everything is just such a task. And honestly, that's probably why I don't. I know I've talked to Donnie, and Donnie doesn't necessarily, or he watches, the Arrow, Flash, Team of Tomorrow or something. I don't know what it's called, but I mean, that's too much for me because it's those 3 shows and Constantine and all this other stuff. So if I want to watch Arrow, I have to watch Flash, and I have to watch Supergirl, and I have to watch the other shows, and then I'm already 10 seasons behind if you count everything, just because that's the way I function. That's the way my brain operates when I approach any type of media. And it's one of the best things about Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball I'd already watched like all of it before I started YouTube, and I went back and I rewatched it again, and Dragon Ball Z, GT, all of the movies and all that other stuff, besides some of the like really obscure things and all the other stuff that Toriyama did. Like Dragon Ball I had already watched, Super I'm watching, so it's just up in the air. It's just, I can't make it through Naruto. I've done all I can with Bleach, and Bleach ended, and One Piece is just a mountain to climb. So anyway, you make it sound like only kids games. No, I don't. Like, I'm not saying that like only kids can play games. I'm just saying like games are a time commitment, and when you, like, it doesn't matter how old you are, you just have to kind of understand and give yourself the concept that, like, okay, I might be playing like all night. I might start playing right now and play until 6 a.m, but I'm going to do that. But that is a time commitment, and you have to say that you're going to do that, or you have to actually do that and be okay with that. And I don't think that way. Like, I don't think that is a proper use of the time that I'm actually doing it. I should be studying, or I should be working on YouTube videos or doing streams or something that's, although kind of lazy or fun, it's still productive in a sense that it's building towards something that I'm enjoying, or that will have ramifications or repercussions in the future. Or when it comes to watching TV shows or something like that, it's like, yes, it's true, but am I invested? Am I doing this? And all, it's like, you can have the same concept with television or with video games, but it's a personal choice. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's just a personal choice. No, regardless, if it's a 60-hour game, it's a 60-hour game, and I'm going to have to find that 60 hours somewhere. Or if I want to watch a 13-episode series of if I want to watch 13 episodes of an anime, like, I'm going to have to find that time somewhere. And I do. But those are just choices I have to make. And you have to make too, and everyone has to make, so. How could you outgrow games? Oh, I just said that. Like, that's how. I just decided that my time would better be spent elsewhere. But that's not to say I don't play games. I honestly, fingers crossed, I cannot wait for The Last of Us 2. I will drop everything to play The Last of Us 2. Some games that grip me, that I feel like I just really can't go without playing, I play. It's just not everything. That's the problem. Like, there's just too much of it, and there's just too, like, movies and television shows and everything. There's just too much media these days, and I don't. And I've decided that I can consume an entire movie. I can consume an entire television show. I can consume a book faster than I can play a game. So although they're good, it's just like the commitment for video games, just because it's kind of an interactive medium, is just way too heavy for me. So anyone else wondering what Frieza's do with his remaining time? He's gonna eat up his time. I'm sure. Like, okay, if going Super Saiyan 3 eats up Goku's time, then Frieza going Golden form is going to eat up his time tremendously. I would be really surprised, very surprised, if he literally doesn't have longer than like 2 hours going his Golden form. He'll probably only have like 2 hours or something in the living world for his time, just because of how much power that form takes, and he's definitely going to use it. I don't feel like there's any way that he doesn't use it. So just saying, he won't have time. Now, what he's going to plan to do at the time is a completely different situation. I like playing Pokemon Crystal again. I'm like playing... Oh, yeah. Let's see. Power Stones versus Marvel versus Capcom. Which is better fighting game? I didn't necessarily play Power Stone. I did play Marvel versus Capcom. And all of them, actually. And if I'm going to have to pick, like, just because I didn't play it, it's not really a fair comparison, but Marvel vs. Capcom is, like, really freaking good. It always has been. Any iteration of it has always been phenomenal fighting game, in my opinion. I definitely respect the 2D fighters, because I just felt like there was a whole lot more skill in them. I don't necessarily like anime fighting games for that purpose. I did like Xenoverse. I never finished Xenoverse 2 because it was fun, but it just gets so repetitive. There's strategy, but the strategy for me was always just super attack the shit out of everyone, and it wasn't block or epic moves or something. It's an easy skill set, albeit incredibly annoying when you go up against a certain person or a certain enemy or something like that. I do like an hour a week pretty sparingly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to kind of pick and choose your times. But with video games, like, it takes you so long to get through it if you don't finish it. And that's my problems. Like, if I can't finish it, or it's going to take me a year to finish it if I give it just enough time a week where it becomes sparingly, then I don't necessarily see the point, and that's just me. The tournament is only 40 minutes. Leave Frieza with 23 minutes to fuck shit up. No, like I said, he's going to use up a lot of his time just by turning in gold. I think Frieza will stick around somehow. How? Do you think? I think the only way Frieza sticks around is if they redeem him somehow in this tournament. I don't think that's going to happen. I definitely feel like Frost has a better chance of being redeemed because Frieza's there than anything else, and I would actually really like that. You cannot change Frieza. Frieza's the only person that Goku has ever fought who is still alive, or at least referenced or mentioned or anything else like that, who hasn't changed his mind about hating Goku. And I think that's really important to have someone like that. When you talk about someone or a villain in Dragon Ball, you think of Frieza because Frieza's a complete dick. And if Frieza ever changes his mind, I feel like that's bad for the brand. It's like the Joker joining with Batman and being like BFFs. Getting caught up on One Piece, I find the filler not too bad. One Piece doesn't really have filler, does it? Like, or long arcs of filler, so I'm sure it's okay. I'm talking more so like Bleach or Naruto or something that has like 60 episodes of filler, and you're just like, can we stop this, please? Like, none of this really, like, I feel so invested in this that I have to watch it, but nothing here actually drives the story forward. We're just kind of running around in circles for episodes on end. That's what I hate about filler. Maybe he will use the Dragon Balls to revive himself. Yes, but he can't. Like, he runs into the same situation that he did with the Namekian Dragon Balls. He doesn't speak the God language, so he can't steal the wish unless one of the gods like allow him to do that. And like, the thing is it's like what Danny talked about with Dino the other day, and I'm sure he did his live stream on this, that Frost and Frieza are going to talk. I wouldn't be surprised if they themselves were like, yeah, we're going to steal the wish, and this is what we're going to wish for. You're going to wish me back, and then we're going to like rule the universe together or something like that. I don't know. I honestly don't know like what they would wish for. But the funny thing about that is, like, if you remember straight, Frost was actually passed out when Champa and Vados left, obviously, but Frost was basically passed out for most of the tournament anyway, so he wouldn't know that you need to be able to speak the God language in order to do that. Like, it's basically like a password, if you guys remember that funny quip from the Namekian saga or Frieza arc or whatever you want to call it. That would be funny to me, that like they plan to do something they just can't do. So that's something. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm a fan of Rick and Morty. When is it coming back? Do you know when it's coming back? I really want to know that, just because I know they did their like kind of dick around thing on April 1st, just to kind of, oh, here's the premiere, and it was an epic episode, the Szechuan sauce and all that stuff, but I don't know whether or not they're going to bring it back. Or I know it's supposed to be summer, but we're in summer now, so I haven't seen a date. With the Super Dragon Balls, the wish has to be made in the language of the gods. Yeah, like I was just saying. Yes, I accidentally fell into a Flareverse. Flareverse, okay. The Arrowverse? Okay. Yo, what's up, Ninja Star? On the subject of Super Dragon Ball's wish, I heard someone mention the other day, just jokingly, what if they actually wish for more wishes, and then they realize that it might actually work? Wasn't that Dino who said that Goku would just wish for more wishes and give everyone a wish? I don't know. I don't think that would work, and I'm not saying that Super Dragon Balls couldn't grant that wish. I'm just saying, like, I don't think anyone would be that smart to ask, because isn't that like the running joke that, like, if a genie granted you 3 wishes, you'd grant for more wishes, you'd ask for more wishes, and they couldn't do it, or they could. I mean, technically they should be able to, but it's just like against the rules. I just don't think that they'd ever ask. But it would be really funny if they asked and he's like, no, screw you, and then they're like, okay, well, whatever. What's up, man? Admiral, gosh. One Piece seems like a mountain, definitely. But when you get to a certain point, it's easier to get through. I understand that. I might have been real. I might have been real? Or they might just, everyone's wish, this all come true. Yeah, they might just wish for everyone's, I don't know. Currently on episode 700, I'm guessing you're talking about One Piece. Arrow was garbage, but by the time I was ready to drop it, Flash season 1 was great. Then Supergirl and Legends had charm. Then Arrow season 5 was pretty good. I'm stuck. Yeah, like that's the big thing with me. Like I said, I'm so much of a completist that, like, I have a running rule that I've yet to drop. Is if I get 4 seasons into any show, doesn't matter what it is, I'm finishing it to the end. And that's a problem, because some shows never fucking end. Some shows, like, and I don't hate this show, and I'm definitely taking a break on it, but Supernatural, I think I'm on season 10, and they're going into season 13. I got through 4 seasons of that show, epic. Season 5, amazing. Then season 6 and 7, dreadful. Totally awful. Then it actually had a huge upkick, and it still isn't an upkick, but those shows never end, and it's a problem because I want to know how it ends, but there's just so much content. You know, they're talking about maybe 300 episodes of Supernatural. That's a lot of time wasted watching Supernatural in just one show, let alone Dragon Ball or getting into One Piece or Naruto or any of this other stuff. And especially with anime, it's like I want to watch the filler, but the filler can be monotonous at points. And it makes me want to stop, but at the same time, I do want to finish. I want to see how it ends. I want to see why everyone is so caught up in this particular show, and it's hard for me. It's hard, and it's just my own personal little philosophy. I don't know if anyone abides by a similar rule of thumb or something like that. I mean, obviously you don't have to. People have different mentalities about things, but that's how I've usually lived my life. So yeah, like I can imagine that you're stuck in that situation, and I would be too, and that's probably why I don't start it. They screwed us last episode on seeing Krillin versus Tien Battle of Earthlings. Yeah. You're talking about episode 92? I'm not sure. They screwed up by not letting the champ enter the tournament. Mr. Satan would have kicked ass. Oh man, no, he was sweating puddles. Donnie in his review said he did. He was peeing his pants. He knew what he would be getting himself into, and he didn't want to do that. He didn't want none of that. Krillin would beat Tien in facts, but it's weird because Super made that happen. Because I'm pretty sure before the more recent episodes of Super, a lot of people were willing to believe that Ten Shinhan was actually much stronger than Krillin, and then that last episode with him and Roshi just completely nerfed Tien. I don't even know what they're going to do, whether they're saving him for something in the tournament, or he's just going to be the guy who gets completely taken out super quickly because they just have too many people to work with and somebody needs to be kind of a bitch. So I don't necessarily like that, but yeah, that's true. So who else is happy Hunter x Hunter is coming back? Yeah, I am. I don't necessarily watch it or read it, but I am pretty far into it. I mean, like very, very intermittently, I'll just watch an episode here and there. So it's not something I follow greatly, but I hope so. I hope it comes back. I hope it's good. I know a lot of people have been really, really really mad that it actually went on such a long hiatus, and then came back and then went back on hiatus. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited. All right, let's see. Jesus, I lost my place. Let's see. Come on. Sorry guys, I lost my place. I'm trying to answer all the questions, but I get really displaced. Okay, good time management, dude. Okay. Let's see. What's Middle Earth Shadow of War? I played the first one. Really fun concepts. A lot of concepts stolen from the Legacy of Kain games, which were amazing. I'm sure they stole that from somewhere else, but good game. Probably won't play it. I know a couple people who will. Book Squad. Yeah. Book Squad for life. Who keeps up with the English dub? I'm trying to. I more so I'm just gonna buy it on Blu-ray. Honestly, if I'm being completely serious, it's not that I don't want to rewatch it, but at the same time, I just would rather own Dragon Ball Super at this point instead of going back and rewatching it, then rewatching it, and then buying it and having to rewatch it. I just that's what I'm doing. Vegeta ate my ass. That's good. Well, it would be fine if it's 2 hours. Remember that the tournament of power is only 48 minutes long. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not going to have a whole lot of time. So what is he going to do with, like, whatever little bit of amount of time he's actually going to have afterwards? I don't know. I love that in Marvel vs. Capcom, you got to see the most accurate depiction of comic book character movements. Is that right? I didn't know that. Part of the deal will be using a wish to bring him back. Yeah, but they're not going... I can imagine Goku would be okay with that because it's Frieza and Goku will just destroy Frieza, but I don't see them bringing Frieza back. I kind of adhere to the same thing that Danny's always said is like, they're going to allow him to not be in the cocoon, which is what he doesn't want to be in. I mean, he's just trapped there. They can let him go to another part of hell. After wishing for more wishes, Zidron, I love how I said that with a typo. Who wants Frost versus Frieza? I do. At the end of the arc, they have a mini filler arc. At the end, they have mini filler arcs. Yeah, they do. And I made a video about this. I don't know whether it will be out Monday. I don't know when it's going to come out. But I made a video with MJ. Go figure, surprise, surprise. I made a video with MJ. But we talked about in that video about whether or not Dragon Ball Super should adapt Yosun Goku and his friends return as a mini arc as they prepare for the next big arc after this Tournament of Power. And I think there's a lot of really good arguments to be made that they should, and how it would really work for this particular story. Because it doesn't happen. It happened in the movie in Battle of Gods because Bulma mentions Tarble, but she doesn't in the manga or the anime. So obviously it didn't happen, because that was always like a good excuse or a good line to say. It's like, well, you have a brother, why don't we just go get your brother? And he's like, I don't know where my brother is, and all this other stuff, considering they had to figure out who would be that fifth Saiyan before Videl drops the bomb. Well, I doubt he'll take any of his time up. The reason is because the concept of time won't exist in the void where the Tournament of Power is being held. Yeah, but I mean, time still elapses because they have to fight for 48 minutes. If time didn't elapse in that void, then how would they tell the time to begin with? I have watched part of Hunter x Hunter. I liked it. I really do like it. It's a really fun, well-made show, but it's just I haven't gotten through it yet. Admiral, great point. Admiral Ghost, good point. I definitely don't think that. I mean, I think that time is still going to work for him, because theoretically, it means, at least if they do, like, a lot of people think that the only reason that makes sense because time doesn't exist, and maybe Hit won't be able to use his Tokudabashi or something like that. But it's just there, like, it's not necessarily going to be. We don't know, but I do think that if he uses his power, then his time's going to be eaten up, and he's not necessarily going to have that much time as a whole day. They can totally rewrite that, but Super has been pretty good about making huge plot holes and then kind of filling them in with like maybe one line. They've overlooked it a lot, but they've also kind of done it sparing. They've done it enough where it's kind of like, okay, well, that one line solves a lot of these issues that we had, or that one scene solves a lot of issues that we've had, or something like that. So, I mean, just here and there. I don't know whether or not they're going to do that, but I just don't necessarily see them needing Frieza that long. And considering the fact that we already saw Goku eat up so much of his time fighting Vegeta and also going Super Saiyan 3, considering just how much more astronomically powerful Frieza is in that situation, it would be easy to write him off after a very little amount of time and just get him in there for the epic moments that they're definitely doing just to sell toys and, get hyped. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. 17 versus Hit. Who wins? Hit. I'm a Hit fanboy. You're not gonna tell me Hit doesn't win that fight. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. Okay. I can't believe I actually read that, but okay. It's been a long day. It's a late night. With his hands in his pockets. Yeah, totally he would win with his hands in his pockets, no doubt. What if the asshole Kai helps them steal a wish? Cannot remember his name. Maybe? I mean, that would be kind of cool. I just don't imagine them doing it because Zeno, like 2 Zenos there, I don't think any of the gods would want to fuck with the Zenos. I really don't. 17 is overrated. Yeah, I understand. Like, I kind of agree with that, honestly. I know they popped him up a lot with this particular arc. They wanted to make him that much stronger, and he is. He's a lot stronger than he was when we first met him. But yeah, let's be completely honest. Like, 17, he's strong, but he's not as strong as everyone's saying he is. There's a lot of people indicating that he's way stronger than he seems, or I don't know, than he's shown. I'll try my stupidest. Popo versus Vegeta. Popo all day, man. Popo is pissed off. Vegeta broke the room of spirit and time again. Fuck that guy. I'm tired. I might fall asleep. Yeah, you can go to bed, man. Like, I know it's late. I ain't gonna be on here much longer. Hopefully, I might just span out the hour, but we'll see. I mean, it's pretty late here. Hi/bye. Hi/bye. I found it more of a joke that the More Wishes joke actually worked. Yeah, it would probably be more of a joke. Oh, you mean they would play it like a joke and it actually worked? That's cool, but I mean, I feel like they'd be getting way more than they bargained for. I don't know. Or maybe if they did that and like all the universes got to individually wish for their universes back, but like what's the point there? Sick of the Frieza shit. Frieza's... I mean... I like them bringing him back. Because bringing Frieza back allows the show to actually give meaning to the Fukkatsu no F arc of Dragon Ball Super, which it really didn't. I mean, one of the main reasons Toriyama made the Fukkatsu no F movie was because, you know, Dragon Ball was huge at the time, but also, like, there was a huge fan backlash. Or, although a lot of people like Battle of Gods, a lot of the biggest criticism was there was no fighting. Like, the fighting wasn't a lot and it wasn't as good. And he's like, you want fighting, I'll give you fighting. And they brought back Frieza, and it sold toys and made a whole lot of money. And I understand that that's probably why they're bringing him back. And I mean, creatively, it gives a lot of credence to that arc, and I like that. I totally like the fact that they're doing that, because at first it just made no sense. It made no sense to redo it. It made no sense to, like, it kind of made sense. Even the way they played it off, it kind of made sense for them to redo the Battle of Gods movie, considering how much of a different character Beerus is than his movie counterpart. But at the same time, it never made sense to readapt the Fukkatsu no F arc or movie into an arc of Dragon Ball Super. Now it kind of does. Like, in the long run, it actually made more sense than it seemed at the time, and you got to give him credit for that. Genie and Aladdin wouldn't allow for more wishes. Did they make a point in that? Like, the Genie and Aladdin, did they make that point? Or did he just say it was part of the rules? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. It's a good movie, but it's been so long. That's a good one. I gotta say, hit due to this time stop. Yep, the Tokotobashi. True. Strategy over strength. My good friend loves that show. Hit does. I'm assuming you're saying. I'm assuming you're saying. Scouter, you're saying. Hunter x Hunter. That's what he loves. Hit does have mid-battle growth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, no one can... Like, if he could still do that, which, I mean, it's questionable. But if he could still do that, and there's no real cap to that, there's, like, no telling what Hit could accomplish. And that's why it's hard for me to imagine if he still has all of his tricks and they don't try to take him out one way or the other with that. It makes it really hard for me to believe that he wouldn't be like a complete and utter badass when it comes to fighting Jiren, unless Jiren cheats, or, like I've already made a video about, Topo steps in or something puts him off of his guard and he's not fighting just one person. It's hard for me to believe that actually will happen. And let's see, and I have liked what I've seen from Supernatural. Oh yeah, I like Supernatural a lot. And for me, it didn't take me too long to get into the show, but it really is a show that grows as you watch it. Like, it starts off okay, and then it just feels like another, like, old-timey, because it's CW's longest running show, I think, and it's just like it feels like an old-timey CW show. I mean, back when it was, what was it before CW? It was something, I can't remember, but it felt like one of those things, and then you get like a season or 2 or 3 into it, and you're like, oh man, like there's some actual like depth to the show, and it's all about family and all this stuff. It's just kind of a feel-good show, but also dark and brooding. Everything definitely not as, they're not trying to be as scary as they used to be, but I mean, that's par for course. It's gone on for so long. I mean, The Walking Dead has the same situation, and American Horror Story has the same situation. It doesn't feel ripe right now. It doesn't feel like it's still in its prime in terms of the horror genre, but for story-wise, it's still entertaining. Well, actually, Goku came up with the idea of asking for more wishes before Remember. I think it was after Majin Vegeta killed himself, and they were trying to revive what he killed. No, I don't remember. That slipped my mind, man. I don't remember that at all. There is no time in the world of Void. In the world of Void, the hit that's Hit's major nerf. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe that yet. I just absolutely don't believe that yet. Oh my god, there's just a lot. I'm just so far behind in all these things. I'm trying to answer these as quickly as possible, get to you guys as quickly as possible, but it does take a little while. That no time effect affecting Hit's move is a debate to be solved. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We don't know yet. Like, I will believe it when I see it, and I completely accept it when I see it, considering the prevailing fan theory and why it would work that way. But we have yet to see that, so let's not take it as fact. The same way that we can't take as fact that, like, because there's no time in the world of the Void, that Frieza's one day pass still isn't being eaten up by the power he exerts, or by his mere existence in that void. So take it as you will, but wait for confirmation before you make any real judgments. If you do make judgments, then yeah, like, if there's no time in the world of the Void, then you can make that assumption, but don't take it as fact. I can't wait to see Topo react to Frieza and the turning. I agree. Somebody said today, I can't remember who, but someone commented on my video that, like, if Topo thinks that Goku's a dick and, like, evil, wait until he sees Frieza. And I think that is an inspired idea to help turn Topo's opinion for Goku to, like, the better, brighter situation where he realizes what true evil is. Because And honestly, that works so freaking well, because the only thing we've seen them do besides take out, like, big giant monsters who weren't, like, a problem at all, but we've seen them save cats, like, and all this other stuff. We haven't seen the Pride Troopers do much. Maybe they don't necessarily, like, they're sitting around and talking about, like, all this problems that this entire universe could have if they're not around, but maybe they've never seen true evil in the face, and meeting Frieza would be epic. Like, if they were just like, oh my god, like, this is true evil, and then, like, know that Goku isn't all that bad. Totally awesome. I really don't know why people still watch Walking Dead is never going to finish. They really need to. I gotta admit, I was covering it. I don't know if you just came in, but I was talking about this earlier. I just have a personal philosophy. I'm a completist when it comes to shows and games and all this other stuff. I want Walking Dead to end now. I really do. This last season broke me, I think. A lot of people dropped off this season. A lot of people, the ratings fell. But I think when you get so... this is like a huge knock to the actors, the writers, and all this other stuff. I think when you become complacent in the fact that you're on top all the time, that you become so complacent that you create an entire season worth of filler, and nothing happens of any great importance in an entire season of a show that's supposed to be one of the most edgy, like, groundbreaking shows on television, I think that's when you realize that this show is no longer about any creative potential or any creative motive or anything like that. It's literally just to sell product and or just sell the brand. And I have to say, like, there were some cool concepts, there's some cool things in the last season, but it broke me in terms of I am not excited for season 8 as much as I was afterwards, or like immediately after the season and all this other stuff. I think Negan was played completely wrong. I think that Rick's character growth is completely done. Anything else throughout this season, anything else they show is just going to be utterly repetitive. How much times can we see somebody go through something like this where he's up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down? There's absolutely no progression. There doesn't seem to be any lasting progression, and it's just, the show needs to end, and the fact that they're just continually pushing it makes me sick now. And season 8 is going to have to be a hell of a lot better if it's going to keep my interest and keep my attention, both covering it and anything else that I decide to do with the series going forward. And I'm going to actually think about this. I actually own the first 6 seasons on Blu-ray. I might not buy season 7. Like I've said, completist. I'm gonna, at some point when it gets really cheap, I might, but I'm gonna need to buy that because I like having all of them. And, yeah, but I'll leave it at that. I don't know. It annoys me. It annoys me when I don't finish a show, but sometimes I just can't. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, ugh. Like, it bugs the shit out of me. I don't know why. Like, I just want a good show to end, and I don't want it to go on forever to the point where I literally have to give it up before as I can't take it anymore. I hate it. True Blood was an amazing TV show. They fucked up big time in season 7. I never watched the show, man. Evil must slay. True Blood was so innocent, to be honest. Inconsistent, I'm sorry. Iron Fist, though. I don't watch Iron Fist. I came pissed on True Blood. Pissed on True Blood, my favorite TV show. My other favorite TV show was Sons of Anarchy. It was all good from beginning to end. I haven't really picked that show up. I heard it was really good, just like I heard a lot of other shows were really good. But like I said earlier on, it's just a huge time commitment. Let's see. The thing that pissed me off the most was Russell's death. He deserved better. Russell? I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about with that. Isn't there going to be a sequel to SOA? What's SOA? Am I missing something? Oh, sequel, Sons of Anarchy. Spinoff, I think, yeah. I don't even know why I'm tired at 11 p.m. SOA already has a Miami spin. Yeah, like a spinoff. Sweet. The only thing I don't like about that show is Jimmy Smits. I heard he was good. Is Jimmy Smits not good? I'm not gonna really comment. I don't really watch it. Did anyone ever see or even see an anime called Shaman King? I definitely love it. I've never heard of it. It was amazing, apparently. Sadly underrated as well. Krillin versus Jiren. Krillin, totally, all day. Krillin would kick Jiren's ass. You could take on Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, come on. That anime is supposedly really good. A lot of people do watch it. I think Krillin will win totally. Disagree. Would you like to see Kale versus Frieza with Kale as the victor? I know a lot of people, and if Toei's smart, they'll do Kale versus Frieza, because there seems to be more people than I thought there would be. I guess it's just a kind of fan concept that they want to see what would happen when Frieza fights Broly, I guess. I've never been one of those people. I don't necessarily understand where it comes from, but I guess I understand. I mean, depends. Like, Frieza now would probably destroy Broly, and Frieza back then would probably lose epically to Broly, so never really saw it as much of a fight, but yeah, like I would see it, and Kale's the victor. I don't know, like maybe they both ringed each other out. I think that'd be better. But like I've said before in a video, I did in like that series Fights That Should Happen, I'm doing Frost versus Frieza with a dual ring out is my preference. That would be something cool. The sub version was automatically better. We're still talking about that anime. For sure, you can't bring a dead person back. Kill a person or make a person be in love with you in Aladdin. Man, Krillin would be fucked in the Aladdin universe. Am I right? You can't bring a dead person back to life? Come on, Genie. Ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. Also, who do you think is a bigger hacks, Majin Buu or Cell? Also, love all your vids and thank you for doing this. Oh, that's really nice, man. Seriously, guys, I can't thank you guys enough. I've said this a lot recently, but I really just can't thank y'all enough for like coming out and supporting and just, you know, being there, asking questions, engaging in the conversation. It's so much. It's really just so awesome. But to answer your question, like, yeah, Majin Buu is a hacks character. Majin Buu can't be beaten or killed. I honestly think, like, I don't think Majin Buu could be killed. Beerus wailed on him constantly. Like, in the Battle of Gods movie and in the arc, like, he was relentless, especially in the series. He was relentless with Buu. I think anyone else who took the amount of damage Buu took in that arc would have been dead multiple times over. And everyone else just kind of got comeuppance. Like, even Gohan just got whacked with Buu and he was out. He hardly touched everyone else and they were out. Buu got, like, blasted in the ocean. He got ki blasted and all this other stuff. It's just ridiculous. Real to real, what's up, man? I'm so excited to see you're streaming. You make some great content. Guys, seriously, stop it. No, seriously, like, thanks, guys. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see. Kale's overly coy demeanor is shockingly backwards. Like, why is this meek woman in a supposed gang? And why is there even a gang in the first place? I thought the Universe 6 Saiyans were generally good. I don't think they're evil people. I just think they're, like, rowdy teenager type of people. Like, I think that's what it is. Like, you know, rebels without a cause type of situation. I don't think they're inherently evil. I just think that they're young and they're young and impressionable. And that's one of the reasons that Renzo wants Kaba to get Caulifla into this fight, is because he thinks it might mellow her out, because obviously, you know, he's like, the universe is at stake, and he's like, well, my sister has actually got more potential than I do. She's stronger than I am, so she can she'll be able to help you, and maybe it will straighten her out a little bit. I don't think they're evil. I don't think they're just a biker gang. I just think that they're impressionable kids who hang out at a spot and act all big and tough. Because as much as, like, everyone, they seem to be picking on Kaba could have probably wiped out every single one of their asses, just because of the fact that he was a Saiyan. I mean, the 50 times multiplier just says a lot. So they're all talking all show, or all talking no show or something. Frieza's gonna win the tournament and wish for all the universes back just to conquer the shit out of them. I would love that. I would actually really like to see that. Like, Frieza becomes, or tries to become, the emperor of the multiverse. Not gonna happen, but it would be cool. And I don't think Frieza's gonna win. Someone please fill me in on what I've missed. A major plot point. if I missed a major plot point. What are you talking about? CW was UPN. That's right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's what it was. CW is a much better title, but I remember when they changed to CW from UPN, I was like, that's stupid. UPN's better. But yeah, CW was the right move. UPN is boring. It's a boring acronym. Doesn't Babe have to come get Baba? Doesn't Baba have to come get Frieza when his time runs out, and can't he just escape? Yes, but I mean, he technically doesn't. They're not technically in bodies. No, I don't think he can escape. I think like when the time runs out, it literally runs out. But at the same time, it'd be interesting to say, like, it would be interesting to think or see what happens to someone if they do try to escape, and whether or not like that would have any ramifications on their physical form when it comes to being dead or alive. Interesting question. Will Vegeta be humble quicker than usual in this tournament? Humbled. Maybe? I think Vegeta's going to go all out because he has to protect his new daughter. I think that's one of the reasons Brawl was born before this arc, is because Vegeta's going to have something to fight for. I mean, the guy is definitely... I mean, before you even knew the stakes, he was already going real hard in the Room of Spirit and Time, so I think he's gonna come out like fist swinging, man. I think he's pumped. Humbled, I'm not sure. I mean, like, if he gets wrecked, I think it will take a while for him to get wrecked. What do you think about Frieza? What do you think about Frieza's going to win the tournament and wish for all the universes just to conquer the shit out of him? Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's funny. It's not going to happen, but it's funny, and I would like to see it happen just because it would be funny just to see Frieza make a really selfish wish with the idea that he was actually going to get away with all this stuff, saves the day, and then ends up back in the cocoon. Like, I think that would be actually really funny. So you might be onto something there, kind of unexpected, but yet funny and all that other stuff. So, I mean, take that what you will, but that's how I would kind of write it if I was going to write it. Frieza's about to get beat down by all the Pride Troopers. LMAO. I don't know. Like, Frieza could be strong. Like, I don't know. Good point. Like, I don't think so, but I could see him fighting Toppo. I really could see Frieza fighting Toppo and having to deal with that. Not sure, but Camelot is greater than Game of Thrones. I really like Game of Thrones. Honestly, I really did. I never thought The Walking Dead was edgy or groundbreaking. It was there. I liked it enough to keep watching, but it's no Sopranos, The Wire, Game of Thrones, seasons 1 through 3 of Breaking Bad or Mad Men. Really, like, not season 4 and 5 of not all of Breaking Bad, just 1 through 3. Especially 4. Like, season 4 of Breaking Bad is phenomenal. No, like, it's definitely not like a high art type of show, but it's not a high art type of show, but it did do something I thought was rather unique that most shows don't ever try to get to, is that it dared to be monotonous, but in a brutally sad way. Especially the last season, as much of a filler arc that it was, it's tiresome, especially in this day and age where so much other stuff. I mean, you could, and I don't know how much everyone follows like politics or any of the other stuff happening in real world, so much outside of your like normal personal lives, family, friends, school, job, what have you, and then just entertainment stuff like this. But one of the things that's really breaking down The Walking Dead is not only its repetitiveness, but it's just onslaught of emotionally traumatic darkness. where there's like no bright side ever. Everything just gets worse and worse and shitting on you every single time. And that was unique and something that we could all kind of relate to back when it first started so many years ago. Was, like, no show was like this. No show was so, I guess, all about nothing but survival and just living day to day to day. And I think that really struck a chord with people. And I really think that that's one of the reasons it actually became as good as it was. But at the same time, like, you can't keep that arc going for 10 seasons or even just 7 seasons. You can't just have nothing but depression and just living day-to-day life with depression and finding some semblance of hope, joy, or pride or whatever, and then just expect it to get better when it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. They need to refocus their efforts and find an end game that's joyful. Like, after all of this darkness, there was something at the end of the tunnel that shows that we're going to be fine. And they're right there. I mean, with this whole Alexandria stuff, they're right there. Negan's a perfect person to end on, but they're not going to because they're dumb. And they don't necessarily want to give up a cash cow. They don't want to get off the money train. But you can do spinoffs. You can do all this stuff. You don't have to cure the zombie. You don't have to cure the zombie disease. You don't even have to get rid of your main core cast. You just have to give a happy ending or at least a satisfying conclusion to Rick. No one else. Just Rick. Have him die protecting someone, and then realize that after all of that is said and done, you have a person who fought his damnedest and killed himself in order to save this small group of people he considered a family in order to live a happy life. And then you're good. That's your ending. And then everyone else you can spin it off. You can do a Daryl spin-off. You can do all this other shit. But at the very least, you have found some kind of conclusion that puts some kind of light at the end of this tunnel. And Walking Dead just won't do that. And like I said at the beginning, it was unique because no show did that. No show on television did that. No show was that real. But now it's just old, and it will always be old now. Just I don't know, complicated emotions when it comes to Walking Dead. Let's see. Yes. Even if I'm not in love with the series, I just want to see where it goes and have a full analysis instead of being half-assed one. Yes, that's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you want to watch an entire show, because you don't want to take anyone at their... Like, I don't want to take anyone at their word of whether or not something is good or bad. But if I have no interest, I won't watch it. But if I have interest in everything, I want to watch it for myself and have my own opinion. My own unique personal opinion that's not necessarily tied to someone else's thoughts or opinions that were, I guess, put in me just because, oh yeah, that person, this group of people says that television show is bad. Well, screw that. You might actually like it. Go watch it yourself. If you have an inclination to watch it, play it, do anything. What's up, River Frog? How we doing? We're doing good. I'm just ranting right now. Rant. Russell was the vampire from True Blood. Yeah, I never really watched True Blood. I'm sorry. My favorite TV show is on Star. It's called Power. Is Power good? I've heard about it, never watched it, so I can't talk about it, unfortunately. But I have heard about it, and I think I've heard good things. But no one in my immediate circle, like any of my immediate circles, watch that show, so I don't necessarily know what to say. What do you think about Frieza's going to win the tournament and wish for all the... I answered that like 3 times, man. I'm sorry. And ask something else, so I'm gonna start skipping them. Like I don't know if you're actually listening, but you've asked that 3 times, so please ask something else or stop asking. Got any more Dragon Ball pitch ideas? You mean like shows? Yeah, I have. Like, I can come up with some more, or I can go a little bit more in depth with those that I've talked about in the past. That's probably what I'll do. Mike and I did a video on that recently. We talked kind of briefly about a couple of ideas that we've had, and I actually want to do those, like, because we talked about 7 ideas, I think, in that video. And you never can give, like, when you do list video discussions, you can never give enough justice to actually fleshing out an idea. So I'll probably end up separating those and thinking about them a little bit more and giving you kind of a better analysis of, like, what I would like to see if they spun off this or did a sequel to this, or, and I think those are really fun videos. They're some of my favorite things to do. And then I also have videos coming out, like it's like, or I have, like, how would you rewrite this, which is usually just me kind of gabbing about, like, this is kind of like me coming up with stuff on the spot or stuff I've thought about for a long time. And then at the same time, there's videos like, oh, how would Super introduce someone like Bardock or someone like Gine or someone like Launch into the show? People we haven't seen for a long time, or people that they can actually bring back. I think I did Janimba as well, all this other stuff. I mean, I'm not going to link it, but you guys can go down my videos. They're not incredibly old. You'd be able to find them pretty quickly. And I kind of give my ideas, or just general pitch on how you would bring back Janimba, or how you can bring in Tapion or someone like that. So, yeah. Those are fun videos. But it takes a while to think of something that makes sense. I actually came up with today, like, how they could introduce Baby. So I'll be making that video soon. Like, how would you introduce Baby into the main canon? That would be cool. Let's see. When I said I thought Krillin would win, it was a joke. Yeah, I got that. I don't think he'll win, but it's pretty funny. Beerus could kill Boo, one word, Hakai. Yeah, but that's not fair. Like, that's not fair. Like, that's obvious. I'm talking about, like, any other person in any other way could actually kill Boo. It took a spirit bomb, which is a unique technique. I mean, and he did come back. I mean, by other means, but he came back, so can anything really kill Boo? That's the question. I approve this live stream. P.S. Zamas says hi. GodTube. Thank you. We're in the GodTube approved live stream right now. Boo easily. Goku will never get disqualified in the Tournament of Power. He can always teleport back inside the ring. Interesting. I don't necessarily know how teleportation works when you consider they can't fly. I think they said that they can't fly. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure they said they couldn't fly. I mean, interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I haven't heard anyone talk about the whole teleportation or instantaneous movement for everyone who likes the sub names. How many views will Gawasu get from the tournament? Dude, Gawasu's going to break the freaking bank. Guy's going to clickbait the shit out of this tournament. And Toei is going to, like, I want him to live stream the tournament, and I do want him to talk about, like, someone copywriting him. Like, that would be the biggest troll. Like, Toei knows exactly what they're doing, and in that moment, it'd be awesome. Epic. I live with pretty severe disability and can't work due to it. Vids like yours, Geekdoms, Kaioshin Kurtz, and the rest of the DBTuber community give me something to look forward to. Oh, that's really, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm really glad that we can kind of bring some light into your day, man. I really am. It's hard to hear, but if you can't work, I understand, like, you can't work, but you obviously have a great passion. Do you have your own channel? I know you obviously have a passion for Dragon Ball content. If you don't have your own channel, and if you do, you can YouTube message me it and I'll check it out. But if you do, you should, or if you don't, you should think about getting one. I mean, I'll tell you this, making this stuff, getting people to kind of interact with you and talking about ideas and stuff that you really like is really awesome. It's uplifting in a way that I couldn't even really describe until like I still can't, and I couldn't even contemplate really in my own head until I actually did it and decided that I wanted to do this and just had so much fun with it. So if you don't, you should think about it. And if you do, like I said, YouTube message me. I'll get back to you when I can. But I'm happy to hear that. I'm like, it's not my intention at all in the slightest. I never intended to like touch people with this or give people as much joy as some people say, but yeah, I guess it's just inevitable if I remain consistent enough with this and I just share ideas that I have that's similar to or of the same mindset of people, and you kind of get validation for or ideas that you've had that no one else has really expressed or something like that. I can definitely understand how it becomes cathartic in that sense and helps from day-to-day life with people. And I definitely understand that, and I know where you're coming from. But yeah, like anything I can do, honestly. And yeah, yeah. And that's why, I don't know if you guys saw my video today, but I mean, just knowing how much people enjoy what I've put out there, for the 2 years I've done this, and knowing that I proved something to myself. I haven't gotten my last grades yet for this particular semester. I haven't. I don't know how I did. Hopefully I did good, but we don't know. But knowing that I made it through this semester or this whole year, and I didn't give up on this, like the whole YouTube community, thing, or any of you guys who do enjoy the content and look forward to it, 4 p.m. or however, whenever I end up posting every day. I definitely wanted to say thank you and celebrate that fact by doing on July 25th. I'm going to announce a major giveaway on my channel. I want to make this. I'm basically promising this to myself as much as I am promising this to all of you guys. For every 1,000 people who are subbed to me by the 25th of July, I'm going to give away one thing. I don't really know what everything is yet. I don't know what the equality of the things I'm giving away, but I wanted to give away something that's kind of an amalgam of everything that's on my channel: Dragon Ball, Bleach, Saw related content, movie related stuff, and everything. But give it away to the people who are subbed to me and do support me. I can't do an individual thing for every single one of you, but I want to be able to give back any way that I possibly can, and this is just the only idea I could have to actually do that. So anyone who's excited about that, anyone who's here right now, I'd really say that keep an eye on that. I mean, I gave you a date, like the 25th of July. And the reason it's the 25th of July is because one of the things I'm promising now, one of the things of the 5 gifts I have to give out now, because I have 5,000 subs, is going to be a Blu-ray copy of the first Blu-ray copy of Dragon Ball Super. And this is a Dragon Ball channel for the most part, so give away Dragon Ball stuff. So keep an eye out. I have some really cool stuff I can give, and it just really depends on luck, I guess. Like luck, and luck, like how much stuff I give out. And I think I'm not gonna say anything beyond that, but I really think that some of the stuff I could give out would be pretty awesome, would be exciting. So that's just something. Anyway, Late stream, hashtag dope. Okay. Hey, what's up? I didn't even get a notification you were live. Oh man, I'm sorry. But yeah, we've been live for about an hour and 20 minutes. Guys, I'm gonna go in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna try to get through as many questions as I possibly can. But I mean, like, I've been going through these kind of slow, so if you're way at the bottom now, you can still ask and I'll get to as many as I can, but I'm trying to go one for one. So I'll give it around 10 more minutes and I'm going to go. But it has been really nice. But just so everyone can start knowing how this is going to end. Anyway, Goasu needs them views. That's right, Goasu totally needs them views, guys. He's such a troll character. Did you guys see that? Like, I want him to live stream the tournament of power. So that'd be awesome. I totally think wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be crazy. Golden Frieza now is weak. I mean, Golden Frieza is like the third strongest person on the team, so he can't really be weak. Game of Thrones season 1 through 3. Game of Thrones season 1 through 3 is pretty awesome. But Game of Thrones itself is awesome, so just whatever. Not Breaking Bad season 4, of course. The season was phenomenal. Yeah. Breaking Bad season 4 is phenomenal. It's probably the best season in the show. Honestly, I think, and I just rewatched it, I think 2 is definitely the weakest season by far. Did anyone else see when Khalifa charged the blast? It looked exactly like Broly charges his. Yeah, what is with this? Like, Kale is the Broly lookalike, but both of them kind of seem like their personality, like his personality, doesn't it? Like, it's weird. Goku should grab onto people, teleport them out of the ring, drop them, and teleport back in. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works. Maybe they'll write it out. I don't know. Or at least give him a reason not to use it. They've been pretty good about that this arc with writing over their plot holes. Would there be a probability for them to save themselves to be erased if they entered the Room of Spirit in time? I mean, it's another dimension. No, I think that would get wiped out too. Plus, like, why would you want to live in the Room of Spirit in time? You'd run out of food eventually. Then what are you gonna do? Why? Holy crap! I'm really far behind. Holy crap. Do you find anything out about Vegeta impregnating someone? What do you mean? I mean, I guess technically you could, but I don't know. Probably when Gotenks could break through it. Probably, yeah, that's probably not when Gotenks could break through it. And also Vegeta's been breaking through it, so I love the first season of The Walking Dead. It was fantastic. Make it to the CDC for the cure and that don't have anything great twist. Yeah. The first season of The Walking Dead is phenomenal. I'm actually a fan of the second season. If you don't like it, but you do like the show, go back and binge watch it, because I swear to God, it's a lot better if you binge watch it. If you watch it like week to week, which a lot of people do, that's probably what I'll start doing. I might actually start waiting just to binge watch the show, because Walking Dead is always better when you binge watch it besides week to week. It's horrifying. It's so bad week to week. There's not a huge reason to watch it. What if it comes down to just Goku and Vegeta at the end, and Zeno wants them to fight? I did a video about this a long time ago. Oh my god, like back before we even knew that this was happening. Back when when the Future Trunks arc was basically starting, I did a video about this. And how Vegeta, like, would it come down to Goku and Vegeta at the end of the Tournament of Power? I don't know. Good question. I think it still might be possible. Then Goku will win. Why? Because he's stronger. Unless Vegeta has at least some kind of thing, which would be cool, because he's the protagonist. Yeah, that's probably, yeah. He's just always gonna win. until he doesn't, and then someone else wins who makes sense, like Gohan. But that's just something. Guys, remember, like Goku only has won one tournament, and he's participated in a ton of them. So let's just kind of keep our expectations down about Goku winning. Especially when Goku goes into a tournament like super confident, and there's not a huge amount of tension or tension built up on him. He usually doesn't win, so let's just keep everything copacetic. He might not win, right? However, I doubt that Goku is the strongest anymore. I've been thinking that all the fighters Goku has lost, they have been like 5 versus 1. Yeah, like Goku hasn't like won any fight I don't think he's won a fight in Super. Like a major fight. That's why I definitely think he's going to lose to Jiren at the very, very beginning of the tournament. Yeah, but look how Naruto ended. So why not do it then? Like, do you mean like why not bench Naruto? I'm sorry. I've been going through these questions pretty slowly. I don't necessarily know what that means, but I'm gonna assume you mean why not watch Naruto. I am watching Naruto. It's good. Like I got to the shooting exams. It's getting good. The beginning, the whole bridge thing, so slow and so boring. Oh my god, I don't understand why people think that show starts off well. It's so horrendously bad. Yeah, maybe it's good maybe it's good for younger kids. It was too hocus. Like it was too honky. Like everything's good because we're friends. Like come on. That's why I can't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. It's why I can't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is a cool concept, but the whole like we can do anything if we're friends is like calm down. It's a card game. Like I understand, but I mean that's just one of the reasons I don't watch that show. Okay, I hope they save it until both of them are in the pinnacle of their power. That's true. I want them to fight again, but maybe not right now, considering everything else that's going on. I don't think Goku and Vegeta should fight right now, but it would be interesting. Would you get into Attack on Titan and compare and contrast it to The Walking Dead? I have been thinking about getting into Attack on Titan. Yesterday, I literally sat down with some pizza and wine. I had some wine, a little wine last night, but I binged watched the entire first season of Assassination Classroom. Really fun show. Not gonna start season 2 right now because I don't think I would get through it. I think I'd get really tired with it considering how lighthearted that show is. But yeah, like definitely Attack on Titan is up there on my list to watch. Because Death in Dragon Ball doesn't carry any meaning, so it's not the same as anyone dying in Naruto. That's true. All right, I would imagine that. I wonder if there's any is a pinnacle power for them though. That's a good point. But Vegeta seemed to think that there was earlier on in the show, so maybe there might be. Or at the very least, they could have the Elder Kai unlock both of their potentials and then go at it. That would be epic! Oh my god, who doesn't want to see that? Like Goku and Vegeta in their ultimate forms going head to head. Awesome. That would be cool. I really want Gogeta to be canon. Same. Season 1 of Shingeki no Kyojin was the True Detective season 1 of modern anime. So good. Season 2 is different. What is Shingeki no Kyojin? If I'm even saying that right. Sounds good. I like True Detective. I tried to watch Psycho-Pass. Psycho-Pass really good. I actually need to finish that. That was good. Okay. Was a little disappointed because I thought that Dragon Ball Super episode 92 was going to do a romantic development with Kaba and Khalifa like Videl and Gohan. It still could. I mean, what show were you watching? Like, Gohan and Videl were at each other's throat. Like, Videl was at Gohan's throat. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Really. I mean, it still could. I mean, yeah. That would be cool. I'd be completely down for that. What's up, Mikey? They only need a power source to teleport to. Yeah, but like, I mean, that's just so hacks. Like, that technique is so hacks that he'll either forget that he can use it and make everyone mad, or there's gonna be a reason for him not to use it, or he's gonna get so overpowered so quickly that he won't be able to use it. I mean, that's why I really think Goku just needs to fight Jiren at the very beginning and lose after like an episode 2 or 3 of an epic fight, and then put Goku out, because Goku is a hacks character as opposed to like everyone else on the team. Not that like the team doesn't have hacks people and hacks moves and everything, but Goku, I mean, come on, like, the teleportation thing is way too huge. Okay, what do you think of the theory? What do you think of the theory of if Universe 6 wins and they can't wish the universes back, they will wish that Universe 7 Earth moved to Universe 6? I'm sure it's a theory. I mean, I've talked about it. I was talking about that stuff months ago on my channel. I've done videos on it, and I did a much recent video with I got D-Free to do a video with me about it on his channel. So you can go over to D-Free's channel. We did a really recent videos. I won't go into it here, but you can go watch that on his channel. You can go into my catalogs and watch all the videos where I've talked about similar concepts. I like that idea. Okay. It's not the equivalent of flying. I know it's not the equivalent of flying. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I don't, it's just a hack's ability. Frost, Kaba, and Hit backstory would be a great way to add more content with Super. They have added the ability to spin off so much from everything. They have been adding the universe of Dragon Ball. Yeah. I mean, Super just needs to, the Dragon Room just needs to start producing content other than What If with the Yamcha stuff. It might be funny, and it is funny, but like, come on, give us backstories for characters that they're introducing right now. It's just too. Dragon Ball Super is introducing too much that they're not necessarily paying off, and right now more than ever they're not paying off. It's really nice to get scenes with people, but at the same time, it's like, come on, like, let's move along this, right? Let's move along. Let's see more of these people. Let's not focus entirely on Goku, Vegeta, and everybody because we know about them. I want to know more about Kaba, Caulifla, Kale, Hit, Frost, Botama, Vegeta, the Pride Troopers, Universe 11, Universe 2, Universe 3. Like, all those things are really cool. Let's see more of them. Anyway, why don't they use the Dragon Balls for Goku and Vegeta and Gohan to grow back their tails? I believe that increases their power even further. Tails are dangerous. I mean, like, I know Goku's stronger and like way more mature now, but I don't even think he or Gohan, they never learned how to control that power or that situation. So I'm not sure. Like, interesting, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. Real to Real, was your favorite Saw movie? Was yo favorite Saw movie? I love Saw. Should have Saw 2. I love Saw 3. And I'm not sure if I've covered. I think I've covered it in passing. Like I said, like, because I'm planning on wrapping up soon, I won't go into much detail on things that I've already answered in videos. But I do like Saw 3, so you can go and look at. I think I did a video, like an open question, where I briefly talked about why I like Saw 3 better. But I'll probably do a video in the future about why I like Saw 3 better, or just in the general, like, every franchise, and my thoughts and opinions on each film would be cool, because we're quickly coming up on Saw Legacy, so I'm really excited, but we're gonna have to wait. Let's see. Getting the tails back gives them another weakness. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, does it? Because they could just easily get over that weakness. I don't know. No channel yet eventually I plan to. Yeah, dude, like I would definitely start a channel as soon as possible. It's not as hard as you think. People are willing to put up with a lot of stuff, even like kind of bad audio or not heavy editing, as long as you have some good ideas. I mean, at least I like to think that I am a good example of that. I don't necessarily put a huge amount of effort because I'm so busy elsewhere into my editing, but I have garnered support, which I'm incredibly thankful for. So sooner rather than later, it's hard to grow, and Dragon Ball is really saturated, so it's not the most. It's just not. It's not one of those things. It's I don't know. I if you want to do Dragon Ball, sooner rather than later is better, in my opinion. Just saying. What weakness? Yeah, like there's no real weakness that the Tails would bring. They evolved. Universe 6 didn't. They evolved past Tails. I don't think they ever said it was a weakness, but I could be wrong. Just because you evolve past something doesn't mean it's a weakness. Although I guess it kind of does. I mean, if you look at it that way, but I mean, I don't know. The Tails are a liability because they just get grabbed. No, we went over that. Like Goku got over that in Dragon Ball, and Vegeta and Nappa and Raditz were all okay with their tails being grabbed. It wouldn't be a weakness to them that way. It only happened to Raditz. Raditz. I don't know who he is, but it sounds like Raditz. I have bad lungs. I get sick rather easily. Disability benefits are far better here in Canada than in the States, so I'm okay. That's good. I'm really glad to hear that. If you can still talk, man, like if you can still talk, I mean, I'm saying, like, I'm sure if you can't, if you have the capability of doing it, just put your ideas out there. I promise you, if you keep up with it. And just to be clear, like, and just to be fair, like a little trick of the trade for anyone who does make YouTube videos. I'm not saying like YouTube videos are easy. I'm not saying, I mean, it's a lot of hard work and all this other stuff, but just to be clear, YouTube really does promote, respect, and enjoy people who, or want people to succeed if you put out content. And for the most part, YouTube is all about quantity over quality. I think a lot of people misconstrue that concept because they want to put their best foot forward, but which is true, you should. Like you shouldn't like just start making a video without knowing what you want to say, having notes or even a script at the beginning or something like that. But I mean, you just grow into it. You learn how to speak. You learn how to kind of get thoughts through as quickly as possible or in the best way possible, and just kind of move on with the topic and not necessarily repeat yourself a billion times in 10 minutes. That's what kills a lot of people. But yeah, I just throwing it out there. If you guys make a channel, if you have a channel, YouTube likes it when you upload a lot, and it's not hard to upload a ton of videos. There's a lot of people, especially in the anime community, that will overlook a lot just for a good, well thought out idea. And it's not easy, but if you have people that you collab with, I mean, I collab with MJ all the time, not just because we're in the same state, or not even just because we're friends. It's just we have ideas and we get along together. We have fun making videos, and it is easy. We'll sit down, we'll knock out 4, 5, 6 videos in one sitting. And then that's enough videos for each of us for like 3 days. Yeah, it's just easy that way. We don't know if Goku could control. Yeah, he hasn't trained. And there's no moon. 2 girls, 1 Kaba. Yeah. I got really out of place. Okay. What's up, TK? I like the cat picture, by the way. I don't know if I've told you that, but I like the cat picture. It makes me smile every time I see your icon pop up in a comment section. I'm like, yeah, I like the cat. You should have they should have resurrected Captain Ginyu. He could switch bodies with Jiren. Bro. What? That would have been epic. Oh man, you're totally right. You're so fucking right there. Jesus. That's true. That's absolutely true. That's a freaking video discussion. Do you mind if I take that? Okay. I'm going to, because last time I didn't do this. Because I told Gus, Gus gave me an idea, we did a video and I didn't. I'm screenshotting that right now, because I plan on doing this video with someone, this discussion video, and putting it out there, and I wanted to give credit where credit is due, so that's so I don't forget. That's good. That's a good discussion topic. All right. Do you think Trunks will make a return? Maybe. I mean, like I said, that's also like Danny did a video with Quinn the other day about that. I've yet to weigh in on that argument. So I don't know. I mean, he could. They did leave it weirdly open ended. What if they do a Hunger Games ending with the last two people refuse to fight? Didn't they put something in there about like if it ties then everyone loses? I can't remember. I need to go back and watch the rules. Do you think that future Zeno is future Zamasu? I saw this theory online that Zeno might be possessed. That theory seems kind of feasible. I did a video with MJ like immediately after episode. What's the first episode of this season or this arc, where they've done it twice now. We were talking about that the other day. They've done it twice where like the future Zeno tries to mirror his image, like tries to he tries to mimic instead of mirror, where present Zeno will raise his hand, like he'll raise his right hand, and then future Zeno will raise his left hand in a mirroring format, notice his mistake, and then change his hand in order to mimic instead of mirror. And it's weird to me if they've done it twice and they've made a point to show it. It brings up the question of whether or not Zamasu did in fact invade Zeno's body, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I know that was the first time I ever heard that was from MJ, and I thought that was a good idea. So it would be cool. It'd mark the first time there's a villain it would mark the very first time that there's a villain in Dragon Ball that runs for 2 arcs other than Piccolo. And even then, Piccolo was Piccolo and then Piccolo Daimao and then Junior. So yeah, that's just something. Okay, is this the new Minecraft DLC? Oops, wrong person. Anyway, who's your favorite DBZ villain? Boo. I love Boo. I already talked about it in a couple videos. Some of my very first videos. So if you want to know more about that and why, I'll let you go check that out. It's like some of my very first videos. It's obvious. The thumbnail's Boo. But Boo is awesome. What do you think of the theory of Universe 6 winning and they can't wish the universe back? They will wish Universe 7. I already answered that. Sup, dog? What's up, Victor? Sup? Mine is Boohan or Broly. I just like Boo. I like Boo all the way. Like that whole arc is awesome. Is being in law school and being a YouTuber is a difficult task? Yes. It really is. Like, it really is. The only reason I've been able to keep up with it is because I come home, I go to school, I get up in the normal year, running through my schedule. During the year, I get up at around 6 in the morning, get ready, get to school by about 7, study for about 2 hours before class, go to class, go to another class, study for 3 hours or so, go to my last class, go home, put a timer on, sit down at my computer, put a timer on the desk for about 2 hours where I get people on Skype or I record by myself or something, and then I try to make as many videos as possible in that 2 hours, and then have dinner, and then I read all night. And that's literally like 5 days a week. That's what I do. And it was the only way I knew how to do in order to do like daily uploads for Dragon Ball or anything that I was doing during the year. So yeah, that's what my year was. But I really, like, honestly, there's something to be said about just constantly working. Like, making your downtime your work time on another project is fulfilling. It's exhausting, but it's fulfilling. So you take that as what you would, like, take that how you will. I recommend it. I think anyone can do it. I think anyone who has YouTube, and this isn't to put anyone down. I'm not trying to put anyone down here, because I think we all make decisions on what we want. And you can't, we all have to be very, very honest with ourselves and what it is that we do. There's a lot of stuff in my life that I ignore. Even though I can talk about it so much that it seems that I work incredibly hard, I do slack off a lot. I have a lot of downtime when I'm not doing any of that stuff, and I do take time to relax and just kind of take me time. But I think that we all have a tendency to ignore what it is that we should be doing or something that we should be doing. And it's not, and we make excuses like, oh, I just don't have time for that. I'm so busy, or do this, that, or the other. And what the truth is like, it's just not important to you. Like that stuff doesn't trigger something in your brain that makes you want to actually do it and actually get up and do, despite all time constraints or despite all this other stuff. Because, for the people who play video games, or the people who play I'll pick up and I'll play like Dokkan every now and then. Dokkan's okay, it's fun, it's not my cup of tea, but I mean, if I don't like it so much, why do I play it? I mean, just because I like wasting time. It's important to me to like turn off my brain to do that every couple minutes, every couple of days, to turn Dokkan on and watch. Like, that's why I do it. It's important to me. So if you I guess the whole point there is like, yeah, if you have like a YouTube channel and you're going to school and you blame not being able to do YouTube on school, then I'm not no, in the nicest way possible. It's like you're fooling yourself. You're absolutely fooling. You have a lot of free time, and you just don't use your free time to work on YouTube because it's not your main priority, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be. For a lot of people like me, myself included, it's more so a hobby than anything else. It's not a business. Some people it's a business, and that's why they work so hard at it, but it's a hobby. And, I don't have to work on my hobbies every day. It's not something I create a work style for. So, just my 2 cents. It's hard, but it's always manageable. Everything in life is manageable. You just have to tell yourself that you're going to do it. Would Mystic really make Goku even stronger? Yeah, I think so. I think unlocking Goku's ultimate form would make him that much stronger, yeah. Of course. It's unlocking the rest of his potential. It would make all of his power available, I think. Yeah, it would. Goku versus Gohan for the final. No, I don't see it. I can see Kaba being the last man standing, and I could see Gohan losing because he's so exhausted from fighting Jiren or something like that. That would be cool. So maybe it will come down to Kaba versus Gohan, and Kaba will win. But I don't know. Will Vegeta take out Kaba? I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. But Mystic isn't God Key. How could Goku benefit? How would Goku benefit? mean, assuming that God Ki or Super Saiyan God still has multipliers, having a stronger base would help that. What do you think about them pulling Hunger Games in? Okay, no. Will Kaba take out Vegeta? LOL. I don't think either of them will take out any of them. Two girls in a Kaba. Let's see. Kale versus Vegeta, Goku versus Caulifla, Gohan versus Kaba. All matches I'd like to see, none of which I think will actually happen, besides maybe Gohan versus Kaba, but we'll have to wait and see. Goku versus Caulifla. Haha, I don't know, dude. Caulifla can't be that strong, at least, from what I've seen. Yeah, they can't be, but they could pull something to make them that strong. They really could. Let's see. What's up? What's up, Second Street Saint? No, I'm just saying there would be cool interaction. There would be a cool interaction. To be honest, some YouTubers get... Let's see. To be honest, some YouTubers get through making videos without using their voices. Whether it's typing on the screen or showing what they say or just sign language. You can do it too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming that I'm assuming you're talking about Z Fighter 91, maybe. I agree. Like, you could, if you want to do it, you can do it. You can always find a way. That isn't to say that you might not have the money for it or something like that, which is totally plausible. You can always try to save, which you could be doing. I'm not saying that's not what you're doing, but yeah. My ceiling, what's going on here? We're just live streaming, trying to get through these questions before I kick it. I know I said like 10 minutes, like 30 minutes ago, but I'm just trying to get through everyone's question. The problem is they just keep stacking up, and I don't take... Oh, wait, whatever. Does the hyperbolic time chamber make you age quicker? Always been confusing about that. Yeah, they do. I mean, you live a year. And Gohan definitely aged in there, so... Yeah, I imagine that they did age quicker, which sucks because, like, Vegeta's just like eating through his lifespan doing that. I should go to sleep right now. Same. Yeah, Gohan got older before the Cell games. I'm pretty sure Chi-Chi stated that games wrong hand possessed. Oh, Law School? Neat. Gotta rewatch. So, is this like a discussion stream or a chillax hangout stream or what? It's a chillax hangout stream. Just people have been asking questions. I've been answering to the best of my ability. Golden for SSJ4 form would be the final form for Goku and Vegeta. Probably not. Be cool. Thank you. I do like my channel too. The red glasses of Roshi. That's awesome. I actually like that. Let's see. Majin Buu should expel the other two Supreme Kais who are inside him. The one who absorbed eons ago. Then we'll have two helpful Supreme Kais. I think that those are definitely just like a part of him now. I don't think... Maybe after a time... I'm going to have to ask... I'd have to ask Danny this, but I think after a time, they actually do just get absorbed. I mean, they become a part of him. Interesting question, though. Do you think there's being beyond Zeno like an elderly that put him in charge of the universes at a young age? Maybe that's why Zeno has so childish. It's been speculated. I really wish that they don't do that, because Dragon Ball Super has just been nothing but crazy when doing God hierarchy. Yeah. I hope Goku doesn't win. Honestly, it's so predictable. Like I said, Goku has only won one tournament. Like, I don't understand why people think that Goku wins like a ton. He doesn't. He's just... He never wins. Mark's advice is hacks. Thank you. I don't like the idea of souls getting completely wiped out any sort of existence whatsoever. Like the benefits benefits of Master Roshi can't even fly. Well, they can't fly in the tournament. There's no flying in this tournament, I think. Are his comments like really delayed, or is the stream really behind? My comments are really, really delayed because I'm going through every single question. It's pretty hard. Like I want to be able to get through all these before I go to bed, but I can't. I'm gonna have to find a stopping point. Out the ring. I wonder if Krill Dog is going to be a bigger character in the tournament than people think. Maybe. Since everyone is saying Caulifla went Super Saiyan 2, would Kale Broly form be stronger than that? Yeah, pretty much. I think they will be. The Saiyan dude, I think it could show that the power isn't everyone toward that. So are you saying he would be like... I'm saying Goku never wins anything, but apparently it's so predictable. That's exactly what I'm saying, too. Like, Goku never wins, but it's so predictable, which is crazy. And then, well, everyone thinks Goku is going to win, so it would be nice to see someone else get the lead role. I think Gohan's going to win. Guys, I think Gohan's going to be the last man fighting, but I think Cabba's going to win. You can take that to the bank. Cabba's going to win. But I think that's everybody. So, with that being said, I finally got through all the questions for the most part. Anyway, guys, I'm going to log off. I'm pretty tired right now myself, but guys, thanks for coming out. It's been really nice. It's been really, really nice to have you guys, and thanks for sharing all your opinions and everything. Like I said, guys, Cabba's gonna win the tournament. You heard it here first. And if he does, I'm just gonna make a video where it's just me like for as long as I can, and then just cut off. And you guys here who are listening to this right now will know what I'm talking about. It's not gonna be anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to make that video, and then you guys right now will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you were having trouble reading my earlier comment, I was trying to make a joke. The Sadikis believe that there is no more after this life and having... Oh, okay. Sad you see. Thank you. That makes more sense. I couldn't say that word. I have problems reading sometimes, but that's whatever. No, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys. That being said, nighty night.